The College Basketball Experience Big West season preview episode for 2023-24 on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog has just added Pick'em Scorchers, where you can win 100 times the amount of money you enter. That's right, turn 5 into 500 in one game. Plus, every Sunday they're giving away $100,000. Use that promo code SGPN over at Underdog Fantasy for 100% deposit bonus up to $500. We're also brought to you by Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code SGP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use that promo code SGP. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, game lines, player props, and more. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today, people. And we're giving away $3,000 in our NFL Second Chance Survivor. Yes, Second Chance Survivor contest presented by Corey Pinkston and Barking Dog Properties. Free to enter. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the College Basketball Experience Big West Season Preview. Oh, what a great time to be alive. College basketball starting. I love the Big West. One of my favorite conferences. I attended a few Big West games over the years, and I always have a blast watching Big West basketball. I'm excited to bring it to you. Perhaps you're wondering just who the hell you're listening to. And that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
They were like a hobo on a ham sandwich. They were going hard.
What's up, fellas? The Big West. Oh man, don't get me started on the Big West. All right, I've been watching the Big West when most of you clowns were in diapers. All right, remember UNLV used to be in the Big West. That Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon. Now it's Cal Poly, Bakersfield, Cal State Fullerton, Santa Barbara, San Diego, Riverside, UCR, UC Irvine, the Anteaters, Long Beach State, UC Davis, Cal State Northridge, Matadors, and a school out there on the island that we love. Can't wait to bring it on down with you folks. I am joined by my co-host. And remember, when the season tips, we will be here each and every night of the season, including the night before the season tipping. So what are you doing? Subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Give it up for former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, host of the Big 12 College Experience, which you should be subscribed to, host of the Ryan and Rush show, which is somehow sewn on a quilt behind him. All right, you should be subscribed to that one too, folks. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre, aka Moneyline Mac. How you doing, brother?
I've been better. I'll be honest. I mean, anytime you lose on a Hail Mary to your old head ball coach, definitely had better nights. But you know what? I know a lot of people in the chat had Houston, and we had Big 12 experience today earlier, and I said, don't bet West Virginia. So I hope at least you listen to me. As a homer, I said, don't bet my team. I didn't like the matchup. Dana versus Neil, I was like, just stay away from that game. I had no feel. I honestly felt bad about the whole game, and what a game. I mean, from an unbiased football fan, that was a hell of a football game.
I'll say this, man, as someone that look, and I like Neil Brown.
Yep.
I hope Neil Brown stays at West Virginia for 10 years, but Dana Holgorsen felt underappreciated. And I actually believe
rightfully so
that he was underappreciated. So when he left, he had some comments saying he felt they didn't want to give him the contract. And this might be the football god speaking there. Coach Leach. Remember Dana Holgorsen played wide receiver for Coach Leach back in the day at Iowa Wesleyan. So and Neil Brown, I think, is a Leach guy too. So it's a Leach Bowl here. So I was happy to see any outcome, but I did have Houston on the money line. So it's better to be lucky than good. But at the same time, I don't even know. Like some people that are saying Dub V definitely deserved to win that game. Houston blew a 10-point lead with what? How much? 6 minutes left? 5 minutes left? Something like that?
5. I think we scored with 3:30 left, so we had to get a stop and get the ball back. It was chaotic. I mean, 4th and 10, back against the wall. Garrett Green completes the pass. Clement runs for 50 yards, touchdown, and then a Hail Mary.
At least your team looks good. I watch ECU and I need like 6 Jaeger bombs, four Advil. Yeah. Mike Houston should be fired already. Get him, fire him like tomorrow, right now. Anything. All right. Just don't have him show up to this facilities. Don't change the locks. Change the fucking locks. ECU's quarterback plays terrible. Hey, ECU, there's a thing called the transfer portal. Might want to try it one day. Might want to try it instead of everyone else taking all your players. Might help to go try to take some players.
And there's a coach at Jacksonville State that'd be a good fit.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, that's gonna happen.
That's my coach. Yep.
I told you the ECU message boards. We're talking about Rich Rod to ECU makes a lot of sense, folks. Look, we are joined by, and as much as I love looking at this basketball hoop, this sweet ass basketball hoop, youtube.com/the college experience. We got a third man in the booth here, and he's been grinding college hoops. He's texting me at 4 a.m. saying, about this backup point guard for the Jacksonville Dolphins? And, my wife says, who the hell's texting you? And I go, it's just this Noah guy. Right. And, then I respond, yeah, he's fucking good. I know about this backup point guard. All right. I know about them. Give it up for the host of the college baseball experience and the man behind the scenes, always doing the Lord's work. Give it up for Noah Bieniek. How you doing, brother?
How we doing, guys? And we mentioned the college baseball experience. Big West, great traditional baseball conference. I had to rep my Dirtbags jersey today with Long Beach State, but I'm making another statement here with the apparel because the Wi-Fi is back on in Pittsburgh. I've seen some hate go back out to Mac here, and I just want to say I represent Pitt, I guess, with this podcast. But I'm also not. I don't call myself a Pitt fan. Our quarterback that we brought in is currently playing tight end. I don't think we should be calling out a team that beat our ass this year. So, I'm standing by my man Mac, and I'm putting on this hat today.
Oh, there you go.
Look at that.
That's a good friend.
Yeah.
Hey, Colby. Hey, Colby. Hey, let me ask you this: when Noah texts you at 4 a.m., do you say it's Noah from State Farm? Jake from State Farm texting you at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I get way too many. I get way too many. See, with all of my friends on the East Coast, and then from the podcast I have to silence my phone. I put it in airplane mode. Well, a lot of times, I'll be honest, when I leave the studio, sometimes I forget and it's in airplane mode, for a week, and then I realize no one's called me, and I go, huh. And then I go, oh, I'm in airplane mode.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
When I'm writing articles, I need it on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I go to sleep, I need it on, because if not, throughout the night, it's ringing off the, not that I'm very, loved. It's just, people are texting me, hey, Colby, you got any play on this Korean baseball game? No, I don't. But maybe I do. Anyway, folks, let's talk Big West. It wasn't that long ago, or was it? For me, there was once upon a time where UNLV won a national championship in the Big West. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was 1990. I know that was a long time ago and I was just a little kid, but you know why it was great? Because my brother's a diehard Duke fan and I got to watch UNLV win by 30 fucking points all over the Duke Blue Devils. And it made me a UNLV fan instantly. To this day, I still root for UNLV because of that. But UNLV's gone. They're not there. But the Big West is still rocking along. And let's at the very end of this show, we're gonna give our pecking order, but we're gonna go team by team, breaking it down, projecting how the Big West will look. But before we do all that, I want to tell you that the college basketball experience Big West season preview is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog has just introduced Scorchers. Go 5 for 5 and pick them Scorchers and enjoy a spicy 100 times payout. And for a limited time, Underdog is extending their first deposit up to $500. Every Sunday, Underdog is giving away $100,000. I mean, how ridiculous is that? That's why you should be over there. 10 lucky players will win $10,000 every single Sunday. Unbelievable. So watch along, make picks, and maybe make a little extra cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up with the promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit up to $500. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Manscaped, who's taken a step up from Halloween to bring you and your face the cleanest shave you've ever seen. All right. So this season, no need to toil and trouble. Manscaped's all new Handyman is the best way to get rid of that stubble. Oh, we're rhyming here. All right. Featuring a compact design and next gen skin safe technology, the Handyman was designed to give you that smooth finish without the mess of a traditional shave. Look at me. I never shave, right? And when I do, I use that like $2 shit. I'm waiting on my Handyman in the mail because I'm a mess. I start shaving. I cut my face. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, people are looking at me strange. They think I live in Venice Beach, so they just make that assumption that I've been doing meth, and and all I'm doing is just a guy. I'm just a guy that just shaves shitty. And look, I need that Handyman. You know what I mean? Get the sweetest treat this Halloween by going to manscaped.com. Use that promo code SGP for 20% off. Once again, get 20% off and free shipping with the promo code SGP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use that promo code SGP for a look as sweet as candy. Get yourself the handy man from Manscaped. All right, we are back. Need my handyman. Need my handyman.
It's a great ad.
Oh, thank you. Before we had to talk about, ball trimming, which was
Talkify.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We had you guys should have seen some of the old school ones we had back in the day. Because those were pretty much like Pornhub. Anyway, look, let's talk about this conference because let's go to San Luis Obispo where John Smith, he fucked Pocahontas, but he also went 8-25 and 1-18 in the Big West a year ago. So maybe John Smith shouldn't have been. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to bring back a guy that went 1-18 in year 4. So this is year 5 for John Smith. In year 4, you go 1-18 in the Big West and 8-25 overall. I'm assuming you got pictures of the school president doing something they shouldn't be doing. All right. But hey, God bless you, John Smith. You're making it work. All right. They return Kobe Sanders, almost 8 points a game. They return Julian Franklin, 17 minutes a game. I'll be honest, they return nobody. This team, they did go out and get Jared Hyder from the Cal Golden Bears, who played about 9 minutes a game up there in Berkeley. They also brought in Joel Armo Trading from Southern Idaho. They also brought in Paul Bismana from Eastern Illinois, the Panthers. This team lost everybody. All right. They lost what? I'm counting. I mean, there's two ways to look at this, I guess, right? They lost like 44 points of production, but at the same time, like if you sucked ass, I guess it's better to just start fresh. But I don't know, man. This team's gonna finish in last place. Let's be honest. I don't understand. They just got a bunch of John Madden money. Now maybe John Madden said, "Hey, you only use it for football." I don't know, but I think he donated like $50 million to the school. I don't understand. 1-18, year 4, and you're back. Mac, what do you make of the Mustangs?
Yeah, no, it's hard to kind of twist it that in any way positive with this team. I mean, 8-56 in the era of John Smith in the Big West. I mean, that's not getting it done. There's no way to twist it. Honestly, I don't know how he's back. I do agree with you that getting rid of guys that were on losing teams is the right move, but he's been doing that 4 straight years and it hasn't worked. So I don't know. I guess the people making the decisions are ancestors of, or their ancestors are Pocahontas. I don't know.
Yeah.
So John Smith is back. I don't know. So bad team.
I mean, I don't understand how you are able to sit down with the athletic director and go, look, I know we were 1-18 in conference, right?
In year 4.
Yeah. But you got to remember, I had to battle through COVID. Give me that 4th year.
Yeah.
Because COVID was one of those years. Noah, you told me you thought Cal Poly could be one of the most improved teams in the nation.
I mean, how could they be worse, right?
that is a good point. They probably will improve.
Last year, Cal Poly had a bottom 40 offense and defense.
Oh, God.
So basically for me, the handicap on this thing is coaching. And he brings in a couple of JUCO non-D1 transfers and expects them to come in and be key contributors. And I don't think it's an ideal situation. He's got 6 total Big West wins in the last 3 years. I mean, year 5, if he could get out of the cellar, that would probably be an accomplishment.
I don't understand why.
If he stays in, I think he's gone next year. He should be gone.
Guys, I know you guys have probably never been to San Luis Obispo, but it's beautiful. I don't understand why you're bad here. Like, it should be an easy recruiting pitch. You're like, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours away from, like, you're in the middle between San Francisco and LA, but like you're not far from Santa Barbara. You know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful up there. I don't understand it. It would be an easy sell if I would think saying, hey, come here, win games, as opposed to some of the other terrible destinations that I know are out there. You know, I don't understand it. But maybe they just don't like sports, because that's the only thing that really, I mean, they should be way better in football. They should be way better in basketball. I don't understand it.
Can I just say our chat's got some ideas that they're brainstorming in here that are hilarious. They might have a way to fix this program.
Yeah. I mean, they have some ideas, folks. YouTube.com/the college experience.
You need to hire Thomas Jefferson.
I love this comment I love this comment. Would Patty C be able to do Kenny Powers style ads?
100%. You just got to get him drunk, but 100%. Let's go. Yes, I like this, Chad. I like this idea. I'll get to what we project them to be, but I mean, it's pretty obvious, I think, where they'll be. Let's jump on over and talk about, this is another team that I thought, first off, they have one of the worst courts in all of college basketball. Look, I understand that you're trying to be different. That's not the answer. The Icardo Center. No. Have you guys seen this court? It's one of the worst courts. Yeah. It's hard to watch a game on this court. Now, for one, I think Bakersfield, once again, I don't understand how you're bad. Like, you are there's 40 million people in California. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you should be better. 11-22 last year, 6-14 in the Big West. They lose Antavian Colum. They lose Cameron Smith and Travis Henson. Also reserve Ivan Reynolds gone. Rod Barnes is back for his 13th season. They do return Caleb Higgins, which I think you should be excited about. 30 minutes a game. Also Marvin McGee. They do have some nice returning production minutes wise, and they add in a couple transfers. I know they're excited about Cameron Wilbon coming in from Sac State. They're also bringing in conference transfer in Fidelis Ekarike from CSUN, the Matadors. But they do have a lot of returning minutes. I would say like a decent chunk. Makes me think they will be better than a year ago. And they're pretty deep, I would say. I'm kind of the opinion that they're going to be better this year. What do you make of Bakersfield, the Roadrunners?
Yeah, I mean, interesting year last year. I thought that they played better down the stretch in league play, 6-13, but I thought they were competitive. I think they could take a step forward. They bring a decent amount back. Rob Barnes in his 13th year. I remember he had some good teams about 5-6 years ago. Feels like they're due for a somewhat of a breakout year. So I don't know. I mean, this kind of feels like a middle of the pack team.
I don't understand how these schools are that bad.
I agree with you. They're hard to read because they rely so much on the transfer portal and JUCOs.
Like I would just think that there's so much talent.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like, okay, maybe they'll be better, but I mean the Mustangs, between them and the Mustangs, they should be better. I don't understand it. Noah, what do you make into
Cal Poly?
I mean, I'm not buying into Cal. I mean, Poly, yeah. I'll say this: San Luis Obispo is much more beautiful than Bakersfield.
Yeah.
I bet as a guy that's done stand up in Bakersfield,
yeah,
it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. The city peaked in like the 70s. You know what I mean? So like, it's not the same. Like whereas but they still should be good. You're in California. If you can be good, that there's plenty of examples of good basketball in California. Now, I actually think Bakersfield could be chippy this year. The Mustangs, I'm completely out on. Noah, your thoughts on the Roadrunners?
I'm kind of agreeing with both of you here because last year they had some injuries that kind of set them back. This year they returned some experience, but unproven experience. They're projected starting five, 3 juniors, 2 seniors, and all of these guys played at least 15 minutes last year. So that's something to like about this team. I think if you're thinking of the Big West standings as kind of like a stock market, this is definitely a stock that you're willing to buy, but I don't think the ceiling is located in the top half of the standings.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This could be an interesting team because of the minutes that return. Let's move along and talk about Fullerton, a team that's made the NCAA tournament, a team that's put pro Cedric Sabalos back in the day at Cal State Fullerton Titan. Look, this one, once again, like this is one that they were good a year ago. And this one makes sense to me. You're like close to LA. You're like kind of sandwiched between LA and Anaheim in Orange County. So it's an easy sell. The Titans, bring back your football program first, you filthy. You know what? 20-13, 4th in the Big West a season ago. And this is a team that I feel like they lost Latrell Wrightsell. They lost Jalen Harris, so they got to make up for that. That's about 29 points a game. But I kind of like the culture that Taylor's put in there. He's in his 11th season with the Titans, and I kind of like the culture. I think they'll be solid again, mainly because of they return a lot of production, especially at the guard spot. Max Jones, Torrey San Antonio. Also DJ Bruton. So getting those guys back, playing pretty big minutes a year ago. So I think that will go a long way. They also bring in some transfers from kind of obscure places like Snow College, Zachary Vesentine, Jalen Cooper coming in from Palm Beach Atlantic, Donovan O'Day from McNeese State, Dominic Bruton from Alcorn State. Yeah, I mean they have experienced guard play. The question is, are the bigs, the front court, and obviously I'm sorry, Bruton he was not with with the Titans last year. He was with Alcorn, but I mean the guard play I think will be solid. It's the front court I worry about. What do you make of the Titans, Mac?
Yeah, no, this was a darling of ours late in the year. I mean, they ran the table from about early February all the way into March Madness before falling to Santa Barbara in the finals. I like this team. I know they're going to lose some good production, but they're old still. I trust Taylor, the culture of this program. I still think they're right there in the top 4 or 5 in this league. I'm going to trust the pedigree culture. They've won 40-plus games in the last 2 years combined, and that's playing by games. So, I mean, that's really impressive. So, yeah, I like Fullerton headed into this year.
Yeah, I think they'll be like a top. They almost. I mean, I know they had a tough little patch for a couple years there, but overall, throughout the years, I feel like they're always one of the better schools here. Noah, what do you make? What do you make of the Titans?
I like this team. I liked them last year too. They hit a couple of money line plays for me early on in the year. I know they beat Vermont when Vermont went on that West Coast trip. And this year they do lose 2 prominent scorers in Latrell Wrightsell and Jalen Harris. However, they return the Big West Defensive Player of the Year in San Antonio, like you mentioned. And I mean, there's 7 seniors on this roster, 5 in the projected starting 5. 3 of these guys hit at least 39% of their threes from last year. This is a team that is really going to take a step up offensively, and they return their best defensive player, the best defensive player in the conference. I really like this team this year, guys.
Yeah. I think I mean, they're always pretty solid. I love the rivalry games with Irvine and Long Beach. They always get chippy. So
dust ups.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Start your football program back up. Jeez. I mean, this was a good program. This was a fun football program back in the late 80s, early 90s. All right, let's move along. 2.
Still a fun baseball program.
That's true. We're going to go to Cal State Northridge, the Matadors. Andy Newman, not Randy Newman, who sung "I Love L.A." They were 7-25 a year ago, 4-16 in the Big West. Remember this. They had the Mark Godfrey experience, which, he was buying players and stuff, but that doesn't matter anymore. This is like a brand new team, right? They lose Aiton Wright, 17 points a game. They lose Agbanago. They lose Marcel Stevens. They did, and pretty much, I would say a good chunk of their team from a season ago is gone. However, they bring back Deontay Bostic, who played 31 minutes a game at the 2-guard spot. I think they're excited about his return. They also bring back Deshaun Allen Eikens. Also, Duran Tucker is back. So they do have some guys, and you mix it in with like these transfers and these freshmen. I know they're excited about Darius Carr from Fairfax High School here in LA. Jared Barnett transfers in from San Diego State. He only played in only went to the national championship game a year ago. Gianni Hunt comes in from Sac State with the Hornets. Keontae Jones from Midland College. Mahmoud Fofana from Cal State San Bernardino. Fresno State transfer Jordan Brinson. Duquesne transfer Quincy McGriff, the crime dog. There's a lot that has came in here. This is the mystery team, right?
Yeah.
This is the mystery team, because when you have this many new faces, and I didn't even name all the transfers, it makes it really hard to get a gauge. You have a brand new head coach in Andy Newman. Maybe it works out. I'm assuming year 1 will take a little time, but I kind of have unknown projections for them. What do you make of the Matadors?
Yeah, as they say in Seinfeld, hello Newman, and it's a new Newman era there at Cal State Northridge. I like you said, a lot of unknown, but I mean, you look at Newman's track record. He comes from Cal State San Bernardino. Bernardino, and then before that, he was at Texas Permian Basin I don't know. I'm probably butchering that, but
Perman Basin, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, I think it's Perman Basin. Yeah,
I'm butchering all these names. Division II, though, I'm a fan of the Division II route, and then taking one of these small jobs in the Big West because I think the talent level is similar. He's going to bring in some transfers. I think he's going to get it right, but it's going to take some time. Probably a team you fade early and back late. So I don't know. I kind of it's definitely a bottom tier team in the Big West, but it, like you said, it's a big unknown.
Yes, they did get Gianni Hunt from Sac State.
Yes.
Chat's asking. That's a nice get there. Yeah, I think they're kind of a fun team. I might have to get, they're close by. What did I have to go there for? I went there. I've been there before. Maybe it was stand up. I don't remember, but I've been there. I should go check out a game maybe this year, but they're kind of the mystery team. Noah, what do you make of this team?
This is kind of a mystery team, but they do have experience, and there's a lot of juniors and seniors on this bench here. I think they're going to struggle offensively. I like what Mac said. Fade them early. Maybe they put something together here late in conference play. But a couple of these returners did not shoot the ball well last year. They do have length. So I'm hoping that if you're back in Northridge, it's got to be because of their defense here.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't that long ago. Was it Northridge? They pushed someone in the tournament. My first thought was UConn, but maybe I'm wrong. It was someone like 10, 15 years ago that I felt like they got in the first round. And I think they lost by like 1 or 2. But they gave them everything they could handle. Let's jump down and talk about, it is that time.
It was Memphis.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
09. Yeah. I just pulled it up. Yep.
Yeah. That was a chippy team, man. But let's move along and talk about the team on the island.
It's a hard ticket to Hawaii. It's not paradise all the time.
The Rainbow Warriors, man, this was a fun team to watch last year. This was a fun team. 22-11, 13-7, 5th in the Big West. My only problem was this: it seemed like they got worse as the season went along. Early in that year, I felt like I watched a few games where I was like,
they dealt with some injuries though.
I thought this was going to be a tournament team, man. I thought Gannett was going to have them in the NCAA tournament this year, or last year. I should
really
say.
Good in that tournament that they host every year at Hawaii.
The Hawaii Classic,
they
Diamond Classic.
won that one, correct? It looked really good.
Beat SMU. I mean, just they were a fun. They were a fun watch. But now, they lose a couple pieces. They're gonna have to replace Kamaka Hepa, 11.5 points per game, almost 7 boards gone. Samuta Avea gone to average double digits as well. But they did return some nice pieces. Noel Coleman is back. He averaged 12.5 points a game, just about. They also bring back Javon McClanahan, who's a senior guard that has been that popped off screen. Bringing those two guys back are huge. Also, Bernardo da Silva is back. He played about 27 minutes a game, almost 10 points a game a season ago. Those are 3 key pieces, and they stayed very active in the portal. Bringing in Matthew Cotton from Yale. That's a nice get. He's a grad transfer. Remember, the Ivy League doesn't allow the 5th year. They got to find a home. Justin McCoy transfers in from North Carolina. That's what I'm talking about right there. I think that's a huge get. Also, they bring in a few other guys, a few other freshmen that they're excited about. And they returned they're waiting on Juan Munoz. Any relation to Anthony? That I don't know. But I'm hoping that this team makes a run. They're a fun team to root for. And I do think they're going to be contenders. I think they're going to be in the top 5 of the conference. It's going to be a fun watch, but I would say they're going to be in the mix. What do you make of the Rainbow Warriors, Mac?
Yeah, no, I mean, this team was awesome before Christmas, and then the injury bug hit them. I kind of think that they're going to go on a run here. I mean, they get healthy. I like what they're building there. And I also think that they lost a lot of close games last year. You look at it, they lost like 5 or 6 out of their 7 games in league play were by 1 possession. Easily could have been a 1 seed in that conference tournament. And who knows what happens after that? But I kind of like this team as a chance to win the league.
And that's another thing about this conference. Just because you finish 5th, a lot of times it's like it's a 1.5 game difference or something. You know what I mean? Like it really comes down to it. Noah, what do you make of the Rainbow Warriors there?
You mentioned Juan Munoz. Trivia question: what year did he come out of high school?
I know he's been nicked up, but
2017,
2016.
Oh my God.
I mean,
he's on the Stetson Bennett plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mac mentioned the close games last year. They were 2-7 in games decided by 3 points or less, or in overtime. This team is going to be good, and I'm hesitant to say, to be bold on this team because their shooting woes I think is going to hold them back. They were rough off the island shooting offensively. So I think that's the key. Win more road games here in the Big West, and this team's going to be improved. Plus, stay healthy. That was another thing that costed them last year. I looked at the schedule here for Hawaii because I do like what they have on the roster. They don't play anybody really notable in the non-conference. They visit Utah November 30th. Torvik has them being a 9-point dog. They probably cover that. But after that, I don't think the non-con is anything too special. So Hawaii is definitely a team to keep your eye on in the second half if they stay healthy.
Yeah, for sure. Let's jump over now and talk about a team I went and visited. I went to the Pyramid last year, catch a couple games. Long Beach State, the Dirtbags, the 49ers. Dan Monson's in his 17th year. All right, look, from the start, and I'm not trying to knock Monson. That team was more talented than their record was a year ago. 17-16, 11-9. And this is once again another one. Start your football program. You had Terrell Davis, you had George Allen, and you fucking stopped your football program for some stupid reason. You're in a ton of talent. Basketball and football, man. They had Lute Olson, they had Jerry Tarkanian. What it's like they've had I don't understand how they're not a bigger, like they have really failed to me with basketball and football because they're in an area. Long Beach is still a part of Los Angeles County. This is like, there's no excuse for not being really good. I watched that team a year ago several times, over here, it's one of the late night games on, but for me, it's normal, like dinner time. For you guys, it's super late. I thought this team underachieved. I thought they underachieve a lot lately, to tell you the truth. They lose Joel Murray, 16 points a game. He's gone. Tone Hunter on the bench, gone. But they return a lot, man. They return, a good chunk of this team. Abubakar Traore, I think it is Traore, something like that.
Is he related to the Traore that transferred in from Auburn? That
I don't know, but I know he was super impressive a year ago. He's a damn good player. Lassina Traore also. They should be good, man. How about Sahonis, the old Washington Husky on the bench? This is a guy that's a veteran. He's been there for a long time. 14 points a game a season ago. Jaden Jones, AJ George, all key players. They bring in Isa Silva from Stanford. Played some solid minutes, 13 minutes a game there at Stanford. Alabama A&M transfer Messiah Thompson coming in. I mean, I think this team, and do they have Olden Polynice's son there, Chase Polynice? Pretty sure it is. Yep. This team should be a lot better, man. They're going to be in contention because of their sheer talent, but I'm reluctant to think they can win it just because they fool me year in and year out. What do you make of the Dirtbags?
So quick trivia. Everybody knows Gonzaga as the Mark Few era. Who's the guy that handed it off to Mark Few? It was Monson in the 90s. I mean, he's the one that got Gonzaga to the Elite Eight in 1999. I can't believe Long Beach has not been to the NCAA tournament since 2012. I feel like they're due. They're old. Like you said, they underachieved last year. I'm high on this team, but I mean, I was high on this team last year too. I feel like they are due, and I mean, their experience, lost a bunch of close games. I kind of like them to win the league potentially. I mean, I'm going to tease it when we give out our end of show rankings, though.
I went to the Santa Barbara game, which at the time, a couple weeks before the regular season closed, they were that was for first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Santa Barbara found a way to win that game without, in my opinion, I thought Long Beach was the better team, but they kind of beat themselves. And I thought like, wow, what a steal for Santa Barbara here. Anyway, Noah, what do you make of the Dirtbags?
So I kind of got burned back in them last year too. Questionable from Monson because I think we all agreed that roster was pretty dang good. As the year before, they had somewhat of a really good year and kind of blew it in the tournament. This year they have 8 upperclassmen on this team. I think the key player on this roster here is Messiah Thompson, who transfers in from Bama A&M. How is he going to be able to acclimate to the Big West coming in from the SWAC? For me, I think this is a top half of the league roster, but I'm not willing to commit to competing for a title like Mac.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like
last year point guard play was the issue for them once Joel Murray went down due to injury. So I think if Thompson can step in, maybe we're talking about another scenario where this is a team to back later on in the season.
Yeah. Let's move over and talk about UC Davis. Jim Less's squad, the former Sacramento King. They were 18-14 a year ago, 11-8 in the Big West. They lose Christian Ignigwe, who averaged 12 points a game. Also Robbie Beasley. Together, it's about 21 points a game they lose. But they did return some production. Ty Johnson back at the guard spot. Almost 15 points a game, 28 minutes. Also Kane Milling, the other guard, and Elijah Pepper. You got to love the guard play that Davis returns. They also shout out to them bringing in Drew Carter from Colorado. Yes, this is I think the former Buffs backup quarterback, if memory serves me correct. This team I'm very impressed with the guard play. Can the bigs though, step up? They're counting on Francisco Bora, 6'11" junior, only played 9 minutes a game on the front court there to make a big impact. They also have Ajay Mitchell. They're going to count on both those guys to step up. I think their season is going to go as they go. But I got to be honest, I'm really impressed with the guard play returning, which makes me kind of high on Jim Les and the Aggies. Mac, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, you mentioned Jim Les, former Sacramento King. He was a guard. I mean, he likes guard play. They got 4 veteran guards. This team's going to be right in the thick of things again. I thought they could have been a little bit better last year, but they bring a lot back this year. Jim Les, all of a sudden in his 13th season. I mean, goddamn, I didn't realize he was already in his 13th season. Just like Monson. I mean, Munson's been there almost 20 years at Long Beach. So, I like this team as well. This is another team I think's got a chance to win this wide open conference.
Yeah, I think they're going to be in the mix at like top 5-6 team in the conference. Noah, your thoughts on the Aggies?
This is a top half team here for me too. And Pepper, I think, is going to be one of the better players in the conference. And the volume is certainly going to be there. 22.5 points per game last year. And Ty Johnson, a returning point guard, 3 seniors, 2 juniors in this projected starting 5. This is definitely a top half team for me too. Jim Les just has to, elevate this team's play a little bit. Last year's 6th in the Big West. Hopefully he can get this one in maybe top 4. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, perhaps this conference is really fun. I feel like this conference is always better than what people think.
And last year there were 6 teams that finished within 2 games of first place. That's
what I mean. It came down to the final couple games of the season. Let's talk about kind of one of the blue bloods in this conference, and that is the Anteaters of UC Irvine. I've been down there to catch a few games. I think Russell Turner's a really good head coach. He had that. What did they go to the Sweet 16 or the field of? I think they went to the field of 32.
Yeah, they lost to Oregon.
Yeah, and there was another year. They had somebody on the ropes. They lost by like 1 point. Was it Kansas? Was it Kansas?
It was, yeah, they were like a 13.
Kansas
K State.
Yeah, no, but that's the year they went to the field of 32 and lost, right?
Oh yeah, no.
They made the NCAA tournament before that and lost by like 1 point because they had like a 7-5 center. I remember it. It was probably like 2008, 2009, something like that. They almost knocked off somebody in the NCAA tournament. They literally lost by like a point or two. But yes, under Patino, I think it was. Turner is a really good coach, Russell Turner. They went to the NIT last year, but 23-12, 15-5, tied for first place in the Big West. And they should be good again because this is one where it's about culture. I feel like year in, year out, they're always in the top three. They're always in the top three in this conference. And you look at who's back, Pierre Crockrell, the second, fifth-year point guard. You got to like that. And the fact that, Devin Tillis at the forward spot. I know they're counting on Bent Lutchen, the 7-footer, to step up. But this is a team that's deep too. You want to talk about minutes? This team's got, they might not have your star power of previous years, but they certainly have a ton of experience. They went out in the portal and brought in a couple guys too. Either way, I kind of think early in the year they'll struggle because they lose DJ Davis and Dawson Baker, which combined for 30 points. They're gonna have to find their scorer, but at the same time, I trust the culture here. They will be in contention, in my opinion. Like I said, maybe want to fade them in November, December, but I bet you come January, February, they're gonna be a tough out in this conference. So I think they'll be. I'm not worried about them losing, 34 points per game in production. Mac, yourself?
It's crazy. Third straight team here where you don't see this in college basketball. Russ Turner's headed into his 14th season at UC Irvine. I mean, between the last three coaches, to be at a place for 10 plus years, that doesn't happen often. And you mentioned the culture's really good there. Last year, they won the regular season, bowed out early in the conference. I think that fuels this team. Like you said, I think they have a shot to win the conference once we get there. Probably a good fade team early just because they lose a lot. But, this team's going to be right there at the end again.
Yeah, they're always good, man. They have a fun home environment, too. If you're ever out in Southern California, check out a game with the Anteaters. Noah, your thoughts on UCI?
Yeah, they need some guards to step up here. I'll say that first and foremost. The defense is going to be very good. I think it's going to be one of the best defenses in the league here. And this is going to be one of probably my favorite teams to back in and night out because this front court is also going to be very good. They have plenty of length and a couple of big guys. 7-foot Ben Lupton, who you said they're counting on. And that's what I'm reading as well. I think they're going to feed him down low along with right behind him, 6'11" Dean Keeler is right there to back him up. The one thing, like the chat is very high on him, like Ryan Hasty. Let me know how to pronounce the last name too, because I think I've said it Hasty in the past, and I know Colby says it Hasty. He's mentioned that the Anteaters balled out this year. They were one of the lucky ones to take a trip out of the country in the Prince William Cup this summer. They represented USA. He thinks they'll be ready day one.
William Jones Cup. Yeah.
William Jones. So this team, I might be a little off on them. Torvik has a lot of their analytics and projections out here early. He has them finishing atop this conference here. I don't know what he's seeing.
Dude, they are almost every year though, man. I look as someone that lives right here where, I've got a chance to go down there for several games. Over that guy's 14-year run, I would like to know the amount of times they did not finish in the top three. I feel like every year. So they're always in contention in the final week of the season to win the conference regular season title, in my opinion.
My point is, if somebody doesn't step up in the backcourt, I think this is a regular season team because I love the front court, but that's always, guards win in March.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be fascinating to watch, folks. Before we get to our next one, I want to tell you that we're brought to you by the SGPN Second Chance Survivor. No, we're not talking about that show where Jimmy Johnson was out on an island trying to fucking live in the forest. I don't know, whatever that show is on CBS, spinning all that bullshit. Anyway, look, SGPN Second Chance Survivor. Yeah, let's be honest. This is a safe place. All right. We know you're knocked out of your NFL Survivor because I am too, because I took the Redskins last Thursday like an idiot, right? Don't worry. We got you covered with the SGPN Second Chance Survivor presented by Corey Pinkston and Barking Dog Properties. Yes, $3,000 is up for grabs. Winner take all. Starts NFL Week 7, so sign up now. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. And look, stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com and use the promo code SGPN. You get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today, people. All right, we are back on the college basketball experience, and next we're going to talk about a team that I over the past couple of years they've kind of came on, and I enjoy watching them. I feel like they bit a couple a few heavyweights over the past 2, 3, 4 seasons, and that is the Highlanders of UC Riverside. Mike Magpeo doing a damn good job there. They were 22-12 last year, 14-6, finished third in the Big West, but they were right there in the thick of it. Now they do lose Zion Pullen, Flynn Cameron, and Lachlan Ulbrich, and Jamal Hartwell. I mean, they lost a shit ton of production from a year ago. However, they got some guys still that are pretty experienced guys. I looked at and see Kyle Owens, 5th-year senior, 24.5 minutes a season ago, 10 points a game, 5 boards, almost 6 boards. He's back. Will Tattersall, also a senior, 6'7", 25 minutes a game. He's back. They're going to be counting on him. The backcourt seems a bit of a question mark here. Nate Pickens supposed to be the guy to step up there. I know they're counting on Isaiah Moses to a transfer from Southern Idaho. All in all, as much as I do think they have good culture, but I think it's a step back. Getting hit like that is just, you lose too much production. So I will say it is a step back for the Highlanders. Mac, your thoughts?
Yeah, probably a step back. And, I just went back while you're reading the ads because I'm like, I remember the Big West being, we had like 7-8 teams headed into the last week that had a chance to win the Big West. And it was, they were one of the 7 teams that finished between 15-5 and 12-8. So I expect to step back just with the production loss, but probably more of a middle of the pack team, but I just think that they lost too much production to challenge for the league again.
Yeah. I still think they'll probably get better as the season goes along, but
another solid culture team.
Yeah. Noah, what do you think of the Highlanders?
Yeah, you have to think they're taking a step back. They lose 3 double-digit scores from a year ago. They're a young team, and their projected starting point guard comes in from the JUCO ranks. Now, I'm going to shout out the almanac here. Connor Hope wrote this on Isaiah Moses, who comes in from the JUCO ranks. He was a Division I JUCO All-American. He from Southern Idaho. He's got some speed. He's a good shooter. Averaged 16.5 points last year, 4.5 assists. Shot 50% from the floor, 43% from 3, and 90% from the foul line. So replacing Zion Poland's going to be very tough. But Riverside thinks that Moses could be able to do the job here. I think they're taking a step back. Albeit though. So
yeah. Let's move over and talk about the Titans of UC San Diego. Wasn't that long ago they were D2, but Eric Olin is back for his 11th season. Mac, and to your point earlier,
it's everybody.
Yeah,
they like living in Cali.
This team also fell off at the end too, I believe.
Yeah, and this is an interesting team to me. They lose Roddy Anderson, who averaged 13 points a game. Jason Rockamore also gone as well. But I kind of talk about returning production minutes wise. you got to be a little excited about what's returning here, as well as I know they're counting on a few transfers. Hayden Gray coming in from Azusa Pacific, Christian Okoye's alma mater. Also, Tate Jones coming in. I'm not even going to pronounce the first name there. From Hawaii Hilo. They have some guys though that return. Bryce Pope was a stud for them. 18.5 points a game. He's back for his 5th season. They also have Jerron Brooks, the 5th-year senior, just almost about 10 points a game there. Same with Francis Wakori. I mean, I kind of think this team is going to be a player this year. I know they're waiting on a guy's waiver in Tyler McGee, but I kind of think that this team could be a surprise team this year. What do you guys make of the Tritons, Mac?
Yeah, no, I kind of like the Tritons too. And like you said, another double-digit year head coach. This is incredible. I didn't realize this until we started diving into team by team. But I do like the Tritons here as a sneaky team in this league headed into this year. Bring back some production. I think they can sneak up there, maybe the five or 6 spot. I think. Yeah,
night in, night out. They have so
They're
many
old.
returning minutes. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that. Noah, what do you make of them?
Yeah, the returning scoring looks pretty dang good. But in the last 3 years, Eric Olin's defense has finished in the bottom 3 of the Big West. This team's going to need to pick it up on that side of the floor, especially. But they're really good on the glass, and that's something that I really like. This is a team that I should be higher on as well. But what nerves me here is the defense, and it has not improved with this specific class, as we've got 3 juniors and 2 seniors in this projected starting 5. So I've got this team in the middle of the road in the Big West. Might be a little bit lower than you two.
Okay. Let's end it out with the Gauchos, a team that I think is one of the more underrated head coaches in Joe Pasternack. Entering year 7 there in Santa Barbara. They made the NCAA tournament a year ago, 27-8, 15-5 in the conference. I had a chance to go see them. They lose 2 key guys. Andre Kelly, who got in that dust up, he was suspended, and I think he actually got dinged up a little bit too. He was a key player for them, but Miles Norris was also one of their best players. 14 points a game, 6 rebounds, 1.1 steals. Losing those 2 were huge. Also, Calvin Wishart, it was a key contributor too. Same with Sani on the bench. So they lose 3 starters off that team. But I can tell you right now, the thing that I like when I look at this team is Cole Anderson is back. He's experienced, but the big one to me is Josh Pierre-Louis. This dude's a stud. I had a chance to, when I told you, I watched that Long Beach State game. I watched several games. I believe he's out of New York City or New Jersey, if memory serves me correct. This dude is one of the better players in the conference. I know you look at the stats, 9.5 points a game, but he's really good. He's really good. He's a great on the ball defender. I think the fact that he's back, they also have Ajay Mitchell back. The guard play is going to be good here for UC Santa Barbara. It's really about the front court because they got to make up for, some of the losses they had. They're going to be counting on Evans Kipruto and Johan Traore from Auburn, who you were referencing before, and also Ben Stolzberg from Creighton, and also Oakman. I'm not talking about Charles Oakley from the City College of San Francisco. I got no idea if the front court will end up being as good as it was a year ago, but I can tell you this: the guards, they're going to be in the mix. They'll be a top 3 team. I have pretty good faith in Pasternack, and then I truly believe that Josh Pierre-Louis is one of the better players in the conference. I'm sorry, Mac, your thoughts on the Gauchos?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a good team. Pasternack's about to get a high major job, I think. I think he's done an unbelievable job there. Year 7, 2 out of 3 NCAA tournament appearances, won the league outright 2 out of 3 years. He's only finished outside of second once, and that was 21-22. Definitely a top 3 team. It is going to be a little bit of a work in progress with the pieces that they lost, but once again, another team. I trust the culture. They'll be in the top 3.
Noah?
Yeah, you guys took a lot of the notes off my page. So at the risk of not repeating what a lot of what you guys said, trust the culture, trust Ajay Mitchell, who's the point guard, one of the most, he's probably the best experienced point guard returning here in the Big West. Trust him. I like Pierre-Louis, like we were mentioning, and I'm high on Traore coming in from Auburn. He was a very talented kid, recruited to Auburn. And I think stepping in to the Big West, I hope that he's able to become acclimated to this and become one of the better big men in this conference. I like UCSB this year. I'll say that, and we'll get to our projected standings here in a second.
Yeah, and let's just go right into that because, I think it's pretty obvious we have the same team in dead last.
Yeah,
that is the Mustangs. Yeah. So there's 11 schools. We have them 11th. At 10th, yes. Who do we have? I'm gonna go ahead and say at 10. I'm gonna put in Bakersfield, Cal State Bakersfield. I think they're gonna be 10th. Mac?
I went Northridge.
I have Northridge too.
Well, Northridge is my 9th, so it's not. But we're not that far off.
And then I had Bakersfield.
Okay. Noah?
We're talking about 9th.
Yeah,
Bakersfield.
Okay, so we're not that far off. 8th. 8th in the conference. To me, this is where it starts to get a little tough.
I think when we get into 7, we should each disperse because that's how this league was last year.
Yeah, look at 8th. I will put. I think I got to go UC San Diego 8th.
I have San Diego there too.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, I don't. I have Riverside 8th.
I had Riverside and San Diego 7.
San Diego 7th for me.
You guys are right. I'm sorry, I fucked that up. Riverside should be 8th. San Diego 7th. So we're all on board pretty much.
Yes. With top 6 is where it gets. I think you're splitting hairs with a lot of these teams.
It's like the B side. It's like the B side on the college experience.
Yeah. At 6, I'm gonna go Long Beach State. I just don't trust. I mean, I don't know. So no. They're more talented than so many of these teams.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. At 6, I'll go.
Burned last year. That's the thing. It's like
how about this? At 6, I'll go UC Davis because I think Long Beach State will still beat a couple teams that. They can beat anybody on any given night. So I'll get Davis at 6, but I'm putting Long Beach at 5, man. I'm putting them at 5. Mac, what are you doing?
I'm gonna put Fullerton at 6. I think they're gonna take a step down, and actually no. I'm gonna slide Fullerton up to 5 and UC up to 6.
Noah?
I got Davis 6th and Long Beach State, my Dirtbags in 5th.
Yeah. At 4th, I have Cal State Fullerton. Who do you have at 4th, Mac?
Hawaii.
Noah, 4th?
Fullerton 4th.
Okay. Me and Noah kind of on track here.
I know we were last show too.
At number 3, I do have the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Mac, who do you have at 3?
I got Barbara at 3.
Wow.
Noah?
I have Hawaii at 3.
Okay. Me and Noah is pretty similar. At 2, I got UC Irvine. And at 1, I have UC Santa Barbara. Mac, who are you? What's your 1, 2?
I got Irvine at 2, and I got Monson going back up top. Long Beach wins the league.
There you go.
I like that pick. I like it.
There you go. Yeah. The Dirtbags.
Noah, how about you?
UC Irvine 2. UC Santa Barbara wins the league in the regular season. And I'm going to be bold on my team that I fell in love with last year, and they kind of fell off late. I think Fullerton wins the tournament.
Woo! I got Santa Barbara winning both.
Supposed to either. Sorry,
I got Santa Barbara winning both. Man, I think they're the best team. So that I know that's reckless in this league because I feel like a lot of years, the team that wins the regular season does not win the tournament. But Mac, what are you doing there?
Hawaii, baby. Hawaii's going dancing this year. Let's go.
Man,
it's hard to get to Hawaii.
I don't know about off the island. Where's the tournament this year?
Hey, they went back in about 2016. They're due. It's time. Let's go.
Where's the Big West tournament this year?
Like Vegas, I think, right?
Yeah, it's usually in Vegas.
Yeah. Henderson or something like that. Yeah.
Sometimes it's at the MGM or Mirage, one of the two.
Yeah, I'm like Ryan. I can't do Ryan Hasty. I'm like Long Beach State. Long Beach State should, based on if you looked at all these teams on paper, I think you can make a case Long Beach State is the best roster. But we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be fascinating, folks. Remember, this is just one of many 31 previews, all before November 6th. So, folks, subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Give Noah a follow on Twitter at NoahB77 _ Moneyline Mac is on Twitter at Moneyline _ Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. Give us all a follow. The College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Follow along. And don't forget, we also host the College Football Experience, the FCS College Football Experience, the College Baseball Experience, the Big 12 Experience. Just a slew of shows for you. Part of the Sports Gambling Podcast, which you should be subscribed to, and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Every single Friday night, Sports Gambling Podcast is live from VEASAN Talking NFL in Las Vegas, Nevada on the VEASAN Network, Brent Musburger's network on YouTube TV. So, folks, check it out every single Friday, 9 p.m. Pacific. Folks, subscribe to our YouTube channel because that's the hub for all of those podcasts. YouTube.com/The College Experience. Also, subscribe to all of those individual podcasts. We talked about that. Get the SGPN app. And like I said, when the season tips, we're here every single night of the season on the College Basketball Experience. We've been doing this shit for years. So buckle up. All right. Until next time, folks, this is the College Basketball Experience, Big West style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot.